Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining today. So sorry for the delay. Actually, I didn't find that there are some space issues on my computer, so I didn't find time to clear them. So right now I had just done it. Okay, so till now, what we have done is we have finished 3 pages of our UI challenge, right? So as part of the UI challenge, what we are taking, we are developing 5 pages. Okay, so once we enter into part 2, whatever topics we learn there, we are going to use them in order to make a real app. Okay, so whether it interacting with data, or okay, whether it is interacting to data or navigating through pages, all those things we are actually going to take care in the part 2 of our course. So for now we are just developing user interfaces. Okay, so this is the app. Okay, let me open the emulator also. So as usual, like I am going to rename this file UI underscore 3 dot dot. So and then create a new file main dot dot. So so today we are going to develop this page. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just select this page and then click on play. So the tool which we are using is the Adobe XD tool. In my previous videos I have covered about this tool. Okay, so if you want to learn more about this tool, just go through my previous videos. So let's design this. For that, what is the first thing I'm going to type on the screen, guys? Like, you don't have to type the whole thing, just type the 2 words. What are the 2 words I'm going to type here?
Stateless widget.
Yeah, okay. So ST is the thing I'm going to type, because I'm having this powerful code suggestion feature available in VS Code. Okay, the code suggestion features are available across all IDEs, but personally I feel Visual Studio Code is very light, and it was really helpful to me. Okay, once we master one IDE, then we can think about going to other IDEs. Unless until we're not having any problems, we don't have to switch IDEs for our development work. Okay, so I'm going to give a stateless widget my app. Okay, and then resolve the issues, and then add a void main. Okay, so now I will run this app. Why we are running this app, guys? Because we want to ensure that, like, as we code on, we need to ensure that our new code has not caused any issues. So this kind of approach actually help you in understanding more about your code. Where is the issue? Okay, so that's how you do it. This feature, like, as I make changes to the app and then click on this refresh button, and the changes are being deployed to the emulator, right? So this feature is called hot reload or hot restart. Okay, so hot reload and hot restart is one of the key feature that helped many guys to move to Flutter. Okay, before it was like we have to reload app every time, and it is very difficult, and you need to have a very good computer for doing that. But this hot reload feature is actually helping you to do mobile development on low spec missions also. Okay, and then we are going to change this to material app. Home my app. No, sorry. And then I'm going to give scaffold. Scaffold takes body container of. So about this Material App, Material App is the design standards from Google. Okay, so once you add this, all the elements inside your app will have some particular, like some styles. Like for example, when a button is clicked, a kind of animation will come, like a wave. Okay, so such kind of things are actually taken care by Material App only. And then scaffold is the skeleton, like scaffold is the skeleton we are going to give for an app. So when I give scaffold, it gives many things like body, app bar, bottom navigation bar, all these things out of the box. Okay, so by default it will come. We don't have to design them manually. If I'm not adding this, I have to develop them manually. Okay, if I'm giving this, it will know that when I give a app bar, it has to be on the top. Okay, but for this, we need to have an app bar which is going to have a into button. Okay, so let's add it. Let me not add app bar here. Okay, so let me add app bar only to make things easy. And then it is going to be actions, right? Or we have something like trail. We have something called leading, right? Leading. So we don't have nothing called trail. Okay, leading opposite is trail, right? So we don't have nothing related to trail, but actions is something which we could use. Actions, icon button. Okay, icons dot. Sorry. So for those guys who are wondering what we are doing, these kind of things you will purely achieve through writing more code. Okay, so like in my previous videos I have actually explained how to give this, how to go to, like how to use this go to definition, go to implementation features, and then we have number of features like this. Okay, so go to all these features will actually help us to understand more about SDK and how it functions without going to some site or referring there. You can actually go to the code. If I click on go definition, you can see that icon button class is shown here. So this is Whoops concepts. Okay, so this is the actual SDK code, not related to what we have written. Okay, this is not something what we have written. These are like some predefined code that comes with Flutter. Okay, so icon I have given cancel. Let's see how is my output now. So I got some cancel button. Okay, so later, like I will change it later. Maybe I will have a different cancel. Okay, let me go with cancel only. Later I will try to find the ideal icon for this. So I can actually change the background of app bar also to okay, so okay, let me change the background color to blue. Okay, background color. Yesterday I was saying, right, instead of actually typing colors.blue, colors.red, you can actually use this. Okay, just type the keyword what you have in mind and it will show you the suggestions. Okay, so color.blue. So this looks much like a near color. So you might see some slight differences between these two things. Okay, because when we add app bar, it will have some border, right? That border may appear over here. As I showed you, right, we can actually do a custom app bar. Okay, so if we are having enough time, we will do that also, but for now we will leave like that. Like I'm worried about this part of the page which I'm going to add in the page. Okay, so for that, if you see this layout, we have some some icons, okay, icons, kind of icons, or some kind of drawings at backend. Okay, they looks like bubble, okay, plus, okay, some circle, all these things are there. Okay, so can anybody suggest how these are arranged? Like what widget we can use to arrange this whole stuff? Even yesterday we have used it. Okay, container and stack. Very good. Okay, so I really don't have to go with container. I can directly add stack, I think. But anyways, I will try it first, and then if it doesn't work, we will actually change it. Okay, so in Flutter development, not only Flutter development, any development, it's all about arranging things together. That's it. It's, if two guys are developing the same thing, their code will be different if they are not copying it from somewhere. Okay, even if you copy parts of your code, still it will be different, because everybody have their own way of doing things, right? Somebody will think stack is better, somebody will think container is better. Okay, so that's up to you. There are number of ways you can achieve it, but stack is something which is ideal, which I think. Okay, I'm going to take stack, and then I'm going to give children. So children and child, I think you guys are clear, right? Children means you can add multiple things. Child means only one widget. Children means multiple widgets. So everything is a widget in Flutter. Take material app, scaffold, app, icon button, icon. Everything is a widget. It's all about arranging them together to make a good user interface. Okay. So now I'm going to do take some icon. Okay, so I have some add icon. Let's see if I have something like circle. Okay, so for an example purpose, let me add this square to the screen, because in order to achieve circle, you can actually add a container, but that will make our code large, right? So when we are actually doing these kind of designs, we always will have a choice. Okay, like instead of going with circles, you can actually add squares. It's up to you. If you think like rectangles are looking much better than like squares are looking much better than circles, you can actually use them, no problem. Okay, okay, so this is not okay, so sorry. If you see this, it is showing like a box with four more, like a box divided with plus, right? Because we have added add and icon, we haven't positioned them. Okay, let me add a background color also. So we don't have a color for a stack, so I think this is where like we need to add container as suggested by Arun Kumar. Okay, so I'm going to click here, add a container, and then I'm going to add color to it. Color start blue accent. And you can see that the container is just taking the space as per the widgets it is having. Okay, so in order to make this container to occupy the whole screen, what I could do is I can give something like height and width. For example, height I will give something like, for example, 400 for example. You can see that it has grown, right? I can simply change like 1400 and it will go beyond the screen. That's okay. But how to make it actually look as per the size of the screen? For that we have something called double dot infinity. Okay, so it will take up the whole screen. Okay, now you can see that it has taken up the whole screen. Let me put this tag into the center of this container. So it has come to the center of the container. Okay, so in order to, like, I got a doubt now actually. So I am giving height as infinity and width as infinity. Does it mean it will scroll forever? I want to check it. Okay, I really don't know whether it will work or not. So what I will do is I will add this inside some single scroll child view. Okay, so everything is gone now. Okay. Okay, maybe because we have given height and width as infinity, when we have added single scroll child view, everything is gone. Maybe possibly we should not be adding like that. Okay, I think still it's fine. When I made a container to center, it came to the center, right? Which means that it's not actually taking the infinity, it is actually taking as per the size of the screen. Okay, so we can actually add list or column also, no problem. Thanks, Arun. But we'll stick with stack for now. Okay, and then we'll actually position this stuff. For positioning also we have a widget which is called position widget. So all these icons have to be positioned. So position somewhere in the screen, like we can actually specify left, right, top, bottom. Okay, so let me give left maybe 30.0 and then top 20.0. Okay, let's see how it's going now. I'm adding color to the icons. Okay, let me word wrap so that you can see the screen. Let me remove this. Let me remove this part also. So here is the code. Okay, so we have added this icon to a position widget and specified some properties, left 30, top 20, which means that from left side it is going to move 20 units, and then from top below 20 units. So in order for this circle to move here, rather than giving me a higher value for left, what I can do is I can give right. As soon as I give right, it has moved to this side. Okay, and then I will take some more icons. So here the catch is, one more thing is, we have to give size of the icon also in order to make it looks much smaller. Okay, so size 10.0. Okay, let me give left. And then top as maybe 100. Okay, so let me give more of this. Okay, well, we have added some icons. Okay, well, later we'll adjust them. We'll add this part of the screen now. For that, I need to have a have something like this. Okay, this is also an icon. Okay, so let me add one more icon. So instead of using position widget, okay, so now we have got this icon also, which has to be white in color. Okay, and it has to be some big. So let me add all this, whatever I have centered, right? So let me add all these items inside a column. Okay, this is, see, these three items can be inside a column. Okay, so I'm just going to click here, click on a column, and icons are there, and I'm going to give main axis alignment to center. So everything is moved to center. So let me give this order place text. And then one more, like if you see, this is a container with some row of text. Okay, okay, much better. Okay, for some reason the container is not aligned to center. I'm just checking, trying it by adding align. Okay, but it didn't work. Let me remove this. Okay, even this didn't work. So let's change this text of like size of this text. Okay, so I'm just giving a temporary style so that it will look much better. Later we will use Adobe XD to copy the styles. Okay, let me remove this container first. Okay, and then I will add one more container here. Within container I'm going to add a row again. Okay, so now this looks much better. Let me change the text style as well. Like, let me copy the style from here. Okay, okay, so it has to be slightly small. Okay, so let me make it maybe 15, and then let me make it 70. Now I need to add this square, like this rectangle design for this expected delivery. Okay, so for that I will go to this container where I have added this row, and I will add some decoration to it. Decoration, box decoration. So how I will know that I could give box decoration is, I will go to this decoration. If you see here, like when I hover my mouse, okay, you can see decoration is of decoration type. I'll just right click here and go to implementations. Okay, nothing is implemented. Let me go to definition first, and again go to decoration. If you see this decoration, it's an abstract class. Abstract class means which cannot be instantiated. Okay, that is part of Whoops concepts. Even if I give something like decoration like this, it will throw an error. So let me give like this. So once I hover my mouse, it says it's decoration, right? If I just give decoration, it will actually tell me that abstract classes cannot be instantiated. Likewise, like see, when you have actually studied abstract classes, you might not be able to understand what does it mean, but it means that you cannot instantiate it. You can't write something like, if for example, if in your program, if you're having some class called employee, and then you declared that employee as an abstract class, that means that it cannot be instantiated. If you won't, the only way to implement it through inheritance. Okay, so this says abstract classes cannot be instantiated. I can just click here, go to implementation, click to go to implementation, and now you can see number of other classes which extends decoration, which means that these classes are like using decoration. Okay, sorry. So box decoration is using decoration, not only box decoration. There is some even Flutter logo. There is something like Flutter logo decoration also. Okay, tab indicator, root. Okay, so there are number of things that are actually using decoration, which means that I can try to pass all of this to decoration and try to use it. Okay, this way of approach will actually help you from going through number of documentation, searching in Google. All the things can be saved for you. Okay, so just by exploring the code, actually SDK code, you can understand, okay, so decoration means it's an abstract class which cannot be instantiated. Let me see which classes are inheriting it. So this, all these 5 classes are inheriting it, so which comes near to my usage. So box decoration makes more sense. Okay, shape decoration also makes sense. Maybe if you want to have a very custom shape, I think probably should go for this. Tab indicator, tab indicator is also taking decoration. Probably tab indicator means it makes more sense to use with tab. Okay, maybe tab, when you are actually adding a tab, it might have some kind of property which will actually add some design to the tab. Okay, outline design to when that item is selected. Okay, so root, this thing doesn't makes much sense to me, but anyways, this is a Cupertino widget. Cupertino means it is related to Apple. Material is related to Android. Okay, so this thing I am not worried. This thing makes clear that it's related to tab. This might be related to us. Probably this is also related to us if you want to use, and definitely these three, one of these three I can actually use. Okay, but Flutter logo again maybe not required, so I can use one of these two, shape decoration or box decoration. So since I need a box which I'm going to create now, let me go with box decoration. Okay, if box decoration doesn't extend decoration class, you won't be able to assign it like this. Okay, and then I'm going to give a let me give a color first. Okay, colors dot so it has slightly changed. Let me go with blue accent of. Okay, so this is much near. So let me give some padding to this row so that some space will be added. Okay, so let me make it 38 for example. So okay, 38, maybe 35. Okay, 33. 30 is fine. Okay, so okay, now we have added that box. If you observe carefully in this image, there is some curve for these borders. Okay, so we have just added rectangle which doesn't have any curves. So in order to add those curves, what I can do is I can just go to box decoration and then add a border radius. Okay, so if you see border radius, it will take border radius geometry. So if I give this, it will not allow me to give it. Okay, because again it's an abstract class. I'm going to go to implementation and see border radius directional underscore mixed border radius. Okay, so this is something what I could use. So let's see how it goes. So again it is showing some error. It is saying that the class border radius doesn't have default constructor. Try using one of the named construct defined in border radius, which means that you can't just give border radius off because it doesn't have a default constructor. There is something else I need to give. So when I press dot, you can see there there is something shown here. Okay, all circular, horizontal, some circular makes more sense because I need a circular border radius, right? I'm just going to click it here. It needs a double. Okay, so double, which will be 10.0. Okay, so there looks like there is some error. So okay, I missed a bracket, that's why it's an error. Okay, so 10 is giving like more radius than I require, so let me give 6. Okay, very much similar. So now I need some space between order placed and this container. Okay, and then some space between these two also. So what I will do is I will just add something called sizer box and then give height 20.0. So some space is added. I will copy this. Okay, the thing you need to understand here is even sizer box is also a widget. Okay, text is a widget. Probably like this box decoration is also a widget probably. Okay, padding is a widget, row is a widget, everything is a widget in Flutter. Okay, that is important to note. So now we are almost there, right? We are still having 10 minutes of time. What I will do is I will actually change this rectangles into circles. Okay, now so let me go here. I'll add a container instead of, okay, and height maybe 10.0, width 10.0, and then I'm going to give a decoration to it. Okay, box decoration. So let me see if shape helps me. Yeah, box shape, that circle. Okay, you can see a circle has appeared here. Okay, so this code is giving me a circle. I'm going to align the code properly. See, when you are actually coding the code, what will happen, you will be leaving some spaces somewhere and it will not look good. Okay, what you could do is in Visual Studio Code you can go to command palette, search for format document. Okay, and then just click it, and then it will align code nicely. So now I'm going to take this container and replace everywhere. Okay, okay, so everything is changed. So let me give a proper color to the like some of the circles. I'll reduce the concentration. Okay, not here. Okay, maybe this is not how I give for white. If I give white, there are number of other whites. Okay, looks like there is some error. Okay. Okay, so this is the one. I just changed height and width because to identify which circle I am actually changing. Okay, maybe. So you can see the color got changed. So again, let me try this. Okay. So some of them are having, I think there are only two color concentration used, maybe three. Okay, we'll use it. Okay. So we don't have white 40. So white 54. Yeah. Much better, right? So somewhere I will use white 54. Somewhere I will use white 30. Oh, sorry. Okay. Maybe I'm actually removing some whites because maybe they were under this actual order placed. That's why they are not changing at all. Okay. So let me add some space between expected delivery and this date. Okay. S- So what we are going to add between these two, like what widget we are going to place between these two, expected delivery and 13 December. Give me a second, guys. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we are going to add sizer box. Give me a minute. Hello. Okay. So we'll add the sizer box here. Sorry guys, it was my son actually. He just finished his class and he started knocking the door. Okay. Okay, so nothing seems to be happening. In order to check it, what I'm going to do is, okay, okay, so we are giving height actually. Okay, so in the meantime, like what I will do is I will show you one thing. We have, like, let's extend this class for 10 more minutes. That's fine, right? Okay, say the reason why, like, anyways we have almost achieved this stuff, right? Except this bar over here, which we will get rid of by adding a custom app bar. Okay, so you guys can actually do it, and then everything else looks very similar. But since we have added so many circles, you can see that this circle is so close to the actual container, but identifying which circle, like what is the code for this circle, will make it slightly difficult, right? For that, what we are going to use, we are going to use something called like this dev tools. Okay, so you might have already seen this option but might have known how to use it. So when I just click that option, so this is new thing guys. Okay, so when I just click this, it will actually open the Google Chrome with some options. Okay, let it open. So it has opened. Okay, so using this tool is part of debugging your apps. Okay, so if you sometime back, what I did was, in order to actually check whether changes are being delivered or not, I just changed something and then rolled back. This is also a debugging skill, but most of the softwares, like development environment, that comes with some sort of debugging tools. If you go here, like run, you can see some options: stop debugging, start debugging. Okay, all our debugging we have done using control Fi, which means that we are not actually debugging the app, we are just running the app. But anyways, this changes, this is our own skill. Okay, this is not something that Flutter offers. As we develop, we understand that, okay, this is how we can debug the apps. This is a natural way of debugging the apps, but the default way of debugging apps is using this kind of tools, which comes with Flutter SDK. This is specific to Flutter SDK. When you go with Java, Python, they might have its own stuff. Okay, so you can see that everything is loaded here. So there are some options. Okay, so you really don't have to bother about all the options unless and until your app is very big and you're having a very huge user base. But select widget mode, and there are some options which you need to be aware of. Okay, if I click on this debug paint, see what happens is, okay, not this one, see this one. Okay, hide debug banner. When I click it, this debug banner will go off. You can actually get rid of it by adding small thing into, like small code into your material app. Okay, I can just click here and it is gone, and it makes this corner of the screen much clear. Okay, and then you can see this is our widget tree. In this development, like in Visual Studio Code also, we have some option like Flutter. When I click it, you can actually see some options. Okay, this options is actually helping you to pass through the code. But when I open this debugging tools, when I click on some position widget, okay, so it is actually showing some properties. Okay, what are the default values passed for other things. Even though you just specify left and top, there are other things which are taken as null. Okay, number of things are shown here. Okay, you really don't have to be aware of most of the stuff. Okay, like, because most of the stuff which you are not using in your app doesn't make sense to you. That's okay, that's still fine. And what we have to do now is, okay, let me go here, sorry. Okay, we are going to click select widget mode. When I click on this select widget mode, what happens is you can see the emulator got changed slightly, which means that when I click on an item, it will actually show me which one we are pointing to. Okay. Actually, most of the things should be selectable, but for some reason it's not getting selected. But anyways, let me disable this, enable again, and you can see that this container is selected now. So this is the one. Like if you see this circle is so close to this container, right? I want to move it. So what I could try is, okay, so probably the one above the center is the, so this is the code. Okay, so let me see, let me refer to this code. So here is the center and here is the position widget. Let me change this to 50 and see if it moves. Okay, you could see it has moved a bit. So this stuff is part of debugging skills. Okay, so you are actually selecting the right widget and then trying to modify its value. Okay, so when you're having so many widgets, this is how you could work. But anyways, since we are not actually making our code modular, for a simple example also the code has become so much, right? But when you actually following some modular code, it will become so small. Okay, like taking care of these issues might be much easier then. Here if like I'm just copy pasting everything, right? We don't do like that in modular code. Like one place we'll add position widget with some container. Like once if you want to make some circle, right, we will declare that as a different stateless widget and use it everywhere. Okay, we will pass position and everything over there. Likewise you can do it. Okay, so I'm closing the dev tools, but definitely this dev tools is slightly buggy for sure. Okay, it's not, it doesn't but it will help you definitely. Okay, so I'm closing this. Let me disable this option and close it. Okay, select widget mode. Okay, so now everything is fine. I think that's it for, okay, like I will leave copying these styles from Adobe XD to you guys. Okay, so for an example, let me copy one of the code. Okay, so if in my previous classes I have actually exported all the code from Adobe XD. Okay, and then I'm actually going through that code Adobe XD, like I have created a folder Adobe XD and copied it over there. So 11.11 I guess. So 1111. Okay, so here the file name is 1111. I need to search for order placed. Okay, order placed style is over here. So I'm just replacing. Okay, it got slightly changed. So expected delivery also will change. Okay, so expected delivery, I feel like this is very small. Let me make it maybe 20. So I am taking my own decisions rather than just simply going with this size. Okay, 20 is too big, maybe 16. Okay, much better. For date also I will take this type. Okay, so let me make this 16. Okay, so this is how we can achieve this layout. So if you want to make it much better, you can actually remove this border by actually making a custom app bar. Okay, I will leave that to you guys. And like in my, in my previous classes I have actually used the custom app bar, but right now I'm not just using it. Okay, I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, if you are having any doubts, contact me through WhatsApp. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.